when we talking about the NBA, we ain't talking about tennis, right? We talking about the NBA,
His father
Hall
was
of Fame.
that Hall of very good.
Man, next
And
thing.
was he very
Stop
good?
it.
Okay, next
Stop
thing.
it. Stop it.
On today's Wind Up Wednesday edition of the Yacht Coaches Podcast, Dr. Adams and Coach Francis celebrate the newest members of the NBA Hall of Fame, discuss NBA offseason news and notes, preview the WNBA Finals, and give a final salute to the legendary career of Sue Bird. Welcome to today's show. The Odd Coaches Podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Yacht Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and with me today is my tag team partner, the Naomi to my Tamina Snuka in Team Bad in the WWE, the icon, the showstopper, the main event, and the reason why we are here, Coach Mike Francis. And Coach, we've got a lot going on in the world of pro basketball, but how are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing well, and I had to add some stuff that's not even on your show notes because last night, folks, Hall of Fame ceremony took place, and we want to send our congratulations to the following. Tim Hardaway with the UTEP two-step. And fans, that's a quick crossover, not bringing it all the way up here. Pop, pop. All right. Manu Ginobili, Swin Cash, Bob Huggins, Huggy Bear, Dale Harris. I did not know Dale Harris got hit.
I didn't know he wasn't there.
All right. Lindsey Whalen, Marianne Stanley, Teresa Schenk-Gertz, and George Karl has made the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, right.
And stop that on George Karl. I want to give a salute to Run TMC.
Yes, sir.
Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin, and Mitch Richmond, the core of the first Warriors group that made us care. And Mike, they were only teammates from 89 to 91. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it, man. 2 years. They are reunited in the Hall of Fame. And on a personal note for me, when I was coaching at Paint Branch High School, we had a three-headed monster in our backcourt in terms of our 1 and 2 guards. They were all comparable. One was no way better than the other. And I called them Run TMG because we've got Tamar, we got Mike, and we got G. Shout out to all of them. And we said, if you can get us a triple-double, we can win a state championship. So between 3 guys, if you could get us 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, we can win a state championship. And son of an unnamed GOAT, they got us 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists on average. And you couldn't meet 3 of the nicest people. And to this day, and it's something that I know you talk about, you can't see one without the others, always in contact. And Tamar is in Reno, Nevada. So I think, Coach, we might have to sneak out to Reno because Tamar will take care of us, man. He will take care of us. But I digress, man. Any thoughts about the people going in the Hall of Fame before I tell you about the next 2 potential classes, sir?
No thoughts. It was glad to see those announcements, and I didn't realize Marianne Stanley was that old. I didn't realize. I really didn't.
Well, I love Tim Hardaway, especially with the NBA Jam game and all of that. And there was some cheating move that he had with the UTEP two-step in the old video games. So I digress with that. So in 2023, here's who I'm projecting. There's other players, but here's who I'm thinking about. Dwayne Wade is eligible. Do you think he gets in first ballot?
Yes.
All right. Dirk Nowitzki is eligible.
Yes.
Tony Parker.
Yes.
Manu's in. Yeah, you got to put Tony in. Now, here's the one I'm pausing about, but not because he wasn't good, but because I'm not understanding how they're going to do this, and I hope they do him right, and that's Paul Gasol. He's got an outstanding European career, and he won titles with Kobe. But was he ever like dominant? I don't know, but we'll keep on that. And then 2024, and that's as far as I'll go with that. And then I've got one rant. Vince Carter, 2024, yay or nay?
I don't know if they will. I don't have a vote, so that one's going to be questionable, in my opinion.
I am with you on your opinion about questionable. Joakim Noah.
Who?
Joakim, don't you start. Two-time champ at Florida.
I thought we were talking about, when we talking about the NBA, we ain't talking about tennis, right? We talking about the NBA
his
Hall of Fame.
Not Hall of Very Good.
Man,
and was he very good?
It.
Okay, next thing.
Stop it.
Tyson Chandler. What do you think?
Keep going.
Jamal Crawford.
Keep going.
Kyle Korver.
Keep going.
No, that's all I got for the 2024 group.
Nah.
Sounds like a weak class. Sounds like it's going to be the Hall of Very Good class.
Yeah, that's horrible. Somebody ain't been in yet. Going to get in.
All right. And speaking of that, the best player, in my opinion, not in the Hall of Fame, and I'm biased because of video games, Tom Chambers needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Tom Chambers scored 20,000 points, and he and Antoine Jamison are the only eligible 20,000 point scorers not in the Hall of Fame. Tom Chambers was Phoenix Suns. He did the thing, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. Mike, tell me I'm wrong.
The reason why both of them ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Tom Chambers, man.
Yeah, Tom Chambers. One season without Kevin changes that, right?
Okay.
Some people don't forget. I mean, he ate, but who was setting the table?
Setting the table. KJ was setting the table.
All right, then.
All right. So here are the folks that's not in that Mike really probably right. Should probably get in 2024 because 2023 looks to be pretty stacked.
Mm-hmm.
But 2024 with this weak class, Chauncey Billups. Where are you on Chauncey Billups? Mr. Big Shot.
Oh yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one. When it comes to point guards and everything, it's a tough one. Like to me, it's immediate yes or yeah, and he's a yeah.
All right, Sean Marion, the Matrix.
Yeah.
Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah.
Rain Man is not in the Hall of Fame.
Sean Kemp?
Sean Kemp is not in the Hall of Fame.
Because of the things that happen, that's why he's not in. Basketball, talent, achievements, yeah, I think he should be in, but, the cocaine in the bathroom, nah, I don't think he's going to ever get in.
Okay, I'm gonna move to my Big Daddy Kane line and be like Roy Rogers and slow down. Patrick Beverley.
Hell no.
Hold on. We're moving on to the next segment.
You're talking about the Hall of Fame.
We're going to move on to the next segment. Yeah, slow down. Patrick Beverley didn't become a 10-year vet because he's like the most gifted player, but he's a dog, and everybody knows that, and he doesn't back down from nobody. And Coach Dickman would love to have coached a Patrick Beverley kind of guy.
Me too.
So it should come as no surprise that he's got some things to say about his new Laker teammates. He said, and I quote, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are going to be playing with me. I made the playoffs last year. He didn't. They didn't. He also said that he's looking forward to playing with Russell Westbrook. Mike, what are your thoughts on Beverly coming into LA, kicking the door down, saying, let's get it going? You're a Lakers fan. That's why I wanted to pause and ask you.
It's supposed to be like that. He a point guard. He's supposed to have that mentality, but you still haven't got the rings. So there's only been so much you can really say. You can get at him a little bit. You can take over because you got to be that leader, that kind of leader, which I felt the Lakers lacked. But slow down a little bit, bro.
Now,
Slow down.
now, help me. Didn't he play for the Timberwolves last year?
Yes.
And didn't they win that play-in game? And we talked about all of the energy and the excitement
Yes.
about them crying to
And he
just
left.
get in.
And he left.
And then they were promptly disposed of. They traded him away. So it kind of talks about his ball,
And they left.
So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Slow down, big fella. Just take your time. All right. Last thing. Does this move make a difference? I always like to ask my partner, do these big moves make a difference? So free agent center Montrezl Harris signed a 2-year, $5.2 million deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. He was the former sixth man of the year in 2019-2020 while playing with the Clippers under Doc Rivers and Sam Cassell. It was easy to sign him because of his love for the earth. And since the marijuana trafficking charge was reduced to a misdemeanor, made the way for him to make it to his next contract. And although he did plead guilty to the misdemeanor, it will be expunged from his record after a year if he gets into no further legal trouble. So does this move at this price,
Jeez.
stop it, help the Sixers to get to the top 3 of the Eastern Conference and propel them to a long playoff run? What do you think, sir?
I think he brings an attitude and tenacity that they need. Embiid is an extremely nice guy. Very gentleman-like, Montrez brings a little toughness, kind of like that Rasheed Wallace kind of thing that you're not going to bully us, you're not going to beat us. He rebounds, he runs the floor. So I think it was a good addition for Philadelphia. They need somebody because if Embiid is getting double teamed, you're opening that weak side rebounding for somebody, or you're opening up if you space the floor with shooters. If you put the left-hand guy opposite of Embiid, who will pass out of the double team and work, I think Trez will be good. This might be the best situation for him in a long time because he's not like they won't be counting on him to do a lot offensively.
Well, let's just say he left a little bit of money on the table.
You get out of DC?
No, I'm talking about the charge because he was up for, let's just say, a larger deal before the legal situation kind of derailed the contract. So.
Oh, really?
All right. So with that, we'll be right back, fans, on the Odd Coaches podcast.
There is an old business adage that says, what gets measured and monitored gets done. It is also fact that deadlines spur action. That is what the CKA Save Project academic monitoring service can do for student athletes. Measure and monitor their academic progress to improve their grades. Our academic monitoring services provide ongoing academic support for student athletes for a designated period of time. Our academic success coaches work with student athletes on time management and organizational skills, along with improving their ability to self-advocate. Every few weeks, our academic success coaches meet with student athletes to assess their academic progress, as well as provide ongoing academic advising. If needed, student athletes have access to CKA Learning Specialists who provide virtual core subject academic support for student athletes. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free virtual consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches podcast in segment 2. Let the games begin. The NBA told its teams that it expects to see a significant jump in the salary cap and the tax level in the 23-24 season. Based on current projection, both figures, $134 million salary cap and $162 million at the tax level, would set records. Both are $1 million higher than recent projections. So in 2022, 2023, as we come into the season, there's a salary cap of $123.6 million and a tax level of $150.2 million. The league also told teams that luxury tax payments for this coming season would be around 660 million, half of which would fund revenue sharing, the other half distributed equally. Mike, the league is experiencing a boom. That's a boom right there, man.
That's more than a boom. That's an explosion.
My goodness.
That is an explosion. That's a lot of money,
So
which is good.
now as a GM, if you're one of the local teams like Washington,
I know you're not going to ask this.
if you're the local team, fans know we are local to the Washington area. The money is there. The money's there. You're paying Bradley Beal an incredible amount of money. You are also a Lakers fan. There is money there. What kind of moves would you make knowing that not just this season, but next season you project a greater growth? Are you tanking or are you trying to do something? Because I don't know why you're.
The Wizards been tanking for years. What are you
They
talking about?
haven't been trying to tank though. That's the thing.
They've been tanking for years. They're not going to spend the money. Traditionally, they haven't. They spend it on the wrong people. They should have never broke up that team when they had Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, a couple other guys. To me, that was the best team.
I think Rod was there too, wasn't he? Strictly
Rod was there
because I was at Bowie State at the time.
Yeah.
They practiced in that little raggedy gym at Bowie State. That's another story for another day.
Yep.
And offline, and if my sister's listening, she's shaking her head right now. I will tell you the story of how Chris Webber and I became enemies because of a young lady who chose to hang out with Chris Webber instead of me working at CBS, baby.
Yeah.
I'm a little upset.
Life.
My sister is just saying, will you be quiet? All right. Anyway, pay attention. Projected number one pick, and I've got to learn how to pronounce his name because it's going to keep coming up. Victor Wembanyama, and I don't even know if I'm close to that, will travel to Las Vegas in October for some games, matching him up with the projected number two pick, Scoot Henderson. The Metropolitans 92 from Paris will take on the G League Unite on October 4th and October 6th in a pair of exhibition games in Henderson, Nevada. And as Robert said, you can get in trouble in Henderson, Nevada. The games will be expected to be broadcast by the ESPN network of families. So the number one projected pick, who's an international player, will be televised going against the number two projected pick who's playing in the G League Ignite. And the games will be broadcast on the ESPN family of networks. I stopped this and I use this as an example to say again, hey, young players, there's a lot of ways to get into the league. So you can have your deals and get all your money. You can do your name, image, and likeness. You can have all your dribble drills and your transfer from here and there. But at the end of the day, there's 60 picks. And are you talented enough to get this type of attention? Because that's real. That's real. So, Mike, any thoughts? Because I try to keep you up to date with all of these extra things going on.
That'll be interesting to see. A little early to be looking for as next year is concerned. And if this is the only opportunity that he actually plays against a good enough competition, then I could see why most people are adamant about seeing it.
Yeah, I will at least tape those games so I can watch them with a critical lens.
Yeah, you DVR that.
Oh, yeah. So there's a new sheriff in town, sir. Longtime official Chris Rastatter has been chosen to take over as the NCAA National Coordinator of Men's Basketball Officiating. And among his immediate plans is a comprehensive training program to help improve call accuracy during the regular season and postseason tournaments. So he has 27 years of experience officiating college basketball, including 19 NCAA tournaments. He was an alternate with the Final Four. So, along with trying to improve call accuracy by helping officials with mechanics and posturing, I'm not posturing, positioning. He also wants to put in place a system to identify and develop the next generation of NCAA basketball officials. He pursued this leadership role because of his love of teaching. Mike, I stopped this and this came across my desk and I stopped on it because one, everybody complains about officiating and it's hard. It's so hard to study the rule book and to adjudicate matters correctly. Uh, During my time after being an AD, I actually trained to be an official, and I was the coach that always went to the meetings anyway. And it's a challenging gig. It's
Mm-hmm.
really a challenging gig.
Mm-hmm.
Two, most people don't even know the dang gum rules.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, most people don't even know the rules,
I know
and
that.
it bugs me to death. Three, as I watch basketball and watch football, the the amount of noise kills me. And our good friend of the show, Robert Abney, who is an official, says this next generation coming in is not coming in because they are seeing how officials are being treated and they
Yes,
don't want to do it.
I agree.
So when he says on the show, Mike, and your eyes bug out that, hey, I'm in my mid 50s and often I am the youngest guy on the crew, that should tell everyone
Mm-hmm.
that we need, just like in education, we need a different way to do this stuff because you got to get players in, and being an official is hard, but it's some good rewarding work. So I encourage, especially young players who are just getting out, to hey, go to a couple of clinics and
It's
see
good.
how this works out, man. Mike, any thoughts?
I'm sorry about the officiating shortage, but again, we created this by, like he said, by the mistreatment or the way officials and coaches alike have been mistreated. Increasingly worse over the last 5 years or so. So
Yeah, I've seen too many moments in AAU tournaments about people going to their cars about a call, and it's not that serious. All right, I'm going to give you some updates now, Mike. The AmeriCup, the USA basketball team will not repeat as AmeriCup champions because Argentina beat them in the semifinals, 82-73. It was a rematch of the gold medal game from the most recent AmeriCup tournament in 2017, which the U.S. won. So no AmeriCup championship for the for the U.S. And Eurobasket is going on right now. Rudy Gobert and the French team have moved into the quarterfinals. You also have Thomas Hurdle and Evan Fournier on the team. Luca is doing his thing with Slovenia. He and Goran Dragic, they're doing their thing, so they're going to win. Dennis Schroeder plays for Germany. I didn't know that. So I think Dennis Schroeder will possibly, if not already, become one of the newest Lakers. He's also playing with Franz Wagner on the German team, and Lorenzo Brown, Willie Herna Gomez, and Spain also advanced, and Rudy Fernandez is on that team. So there you go with your European slash international updates from FIBA games. Any thoughts? Because they're really balling in Eurobasket. They got all
mhm.
the NBA guys. I told you I was going to follow the AmeriCup piece, and I don't even know anybody's playing on that thing. So, any final thoughts before we close out this segment?
Nah, the Eurobasket League, they are, that they're really, 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 really competitive.
Yes, that's real basketball. And as we close this segment, and I don't think my partner has a problem with this, the odd coaches would like to spotlight Marcus Helton and DMV Elite and their team for hosting the ninth annual DMV Elite 80 in Maryland. We look forward to hopefully interviewing Marcus on the show. They do great work. And we also got to see a lot of folks. Shout out to Coach Ox. Got a chance to spend some time with him. I had a lot of people I haven't seen in person, just because real life is real. So it was good to see Coach Ox. Saw Lamar Barrett, and he sends his best to you, Coach, and says, "Why you franchise out here? Franchise is busy, baby. I'm not good enough." We saw Rob Garner, Will Maynard, who's a friend of the show. I saw someone I haven't seen in a long time. I remember him as a player, Fred Limas and Pat Crary from St. Thomas University in Florida.
Oh, Pat was up here. Nice.
And we're still waiting for the invitation to come check out practice at Miami Beach.
Yeah, no joke.
Saw Dennis Marshall, Mike. Have not seen Dennis Marshall in a long time. Good to see him. And the final shout out goes to Tom Strickler of the Hoop Group fame, who stopped me. It was good to catch up with him. And believe me, he had a few things to say about Coach Franchise that I will have to wait between segments to mention. But again, congratulations to all people involved in that. Although our focus is national, we still love, respect, and honor our local roots. And on that, we'll check you out on the next segment. We'll be right back after this short break.
The reviews are in for Dr. Keith Adams' book, Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success. College professor and student athlete academic expert Dr. Lisa Rubin said, "There is nothing out there like this book, so I do hope people will pay attention and give it a read." Former George Mason standout Fowler and Campbell said, "Consider this book an opportunity to work directly with Dr. Adams, just like I did. I assure you that there will be something you can take away that will be useful to you throughout your personal journey." Ryan Waite, a recent college graduate who is a software engineer, said, "I like how the book is based on research, which makes it good for general students as well as student athletes." The book serves as both a memoir to Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic career, as well as an instructional guide to assist student athletes, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators navigate through the challenges of finding a better balance between academic and athletic success. The book includes over 15 personal stories and anecdotes from Dr. Adams, along with numerous former players and colleagues from a variety of sports and endeavors. You can order your copy at www.ckasaveproject.org. From the main page, simply click CKA Save Project Services and order the Find the Balance book. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast in segment 3, WNBA Finals Preview. Now, fans, I haven't done this for a long time, but on behalf of the Odd Coaches Podcast, I'd like to apologize to the Connecticut Sun for doubting your abilities, because I had the Chicago Sky winning, and when you went on that 18-0 run to close out the Chicago Sky, I had to say, yeah, you deserve to be there. So now we've got a finals of the Las Vegas Aces going against the Connecticut Sun. And this is going to be great. The best of 5 starts at the day of our taping. We tape on Sunday, fans. And I'm kind of irritated about that, because why are you doing game 1 of the WNBA Finals to compete against opening week of the National Football League? Why? Why would you do that? Okay. Make it Monday. Go against one game. But you're going against the opening slate, the opening weekend.
Hey, they drawing the line in the sand.
And you're playing your game at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Hey.
I'm going to try to watch. I will, with the best of my ability. But as you will see, as you heard, fans, I've got money on the line in these other games. So, all right. So here we got Aja Wilson, this season's MVP. We got Jonquel Jones. We got Becky Hammond. We got Jackie Young. We got Brianna Jones. We got players. Okay, the best versus the very best. The finals will feature the hottest shooter on the planet and Chelsea Gray. but the Las Vegas Aces are not very deep. They don't have a very deep bench. But as a coach, I was very fond of saying, Mike, 5 to play, 8 to win, 9 if you got foul trouble. And each round of the playoffs, you cut one player off. And that's why we've got timeouts. That's why we got timeouts. And you're going to have media timeouts. You're going to have regular timeouts. So I'm not worried about the depth. And they're ready to play. So what is your prediction, sir?
I think the Aces are... it's hard. After seeing what Connecticut did, it's going to be a good series. I think it goes full 5. Ooh. So, yeah, I think it goes a full 5. And it's going to be tough to see. But I would say the Aces pull it out. I'll take the Aces in this one.
All right. I'm taking the Aces in 4. And Mark Davis is going to have to miss a Raiders game for the first time in his life. He's not going to game 1. But game 4 will be on September 18th at 4 o'clock Eastern at the Connecticut Suns Arena. Because, again, I think they're going to win. So Mark Davis is the owner of both, and he better not treat one better than the other. So he's going to have to miss a game to make that happen, man. So I got the Aces in 4. Coach Franchise got the Aces in 5. Last thing we want to do, fans, is properly send our best to Sue Bird. Sue Bird had an incredible career, and as I like to say, it rarely ends with championships, but she has handled this season with grace and class. She was the number 1 pick. She's a future Hall of Famer. She walks away from the WNBA as the most dedicated, most decorated player in the history of the league. 13 All-Star appearances, 4 championships, and every single one of her games was for the Seattle Storm. So even when the Sonics left, and that shouldn't have happened, Sue Bird kind of, took that mantle on. She was consistent, averaged double figures in scoring her first 16 seasons.
First 16.
Okay. And at least 4.5, almost 5 assists in all but 1 year. So again, on behalf of my tag team partner, we want to just say job well done. Coach, anything to add about Sue Bird before we close?
I think Sue Bird is the epitome of professionalism. She's been through a lot. She was one of the people at the forefront, with this league developing. Very successful, great leader, and I wish her nothing but the best. How long before she's coaching?
Man, I'm telling you, I think her and Taurasi need to follow the Peyton Eli model, but if she wants to coach, she can coach. She can do whatever she wants. So on behalf of my tag team partner, Coach Mike Francis, student extraordinaire, I am Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast, and we will see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.